I still can't believe Hawke saved you.
You've been saying that for years. Would you have turned me over to the Qunari?
No, but I know what they do to their prisoners.
Execute them horribly, I imagine.
The Qunari waste nothing. They would re-educate you into a loyal follower of the Qun.
Could I refuse?
There's always Kamek, which turns you into a mindless laborer. Like I said, they waste nothing.
Oh.
If you wish to thank Hawke, she's standing right there.
Greetings, champion. May the Maker smile
Understand,
upon
Sister
you.
Glinda. I want grandchildren. Jatia is my only child, and she's not getting any prettier.
You must be patient, my dear. I'm sure Jatia has a wonderful personality.
What man cares about personality? Blessed art thou who exists in the sight of the Maker. Sing of the chant so that it may reach his ears.
The first enchanter overstepped his bounds.
He was provoked.
The people want to know which side you favor. It weakens you.
Strength will not win this fight, Sebastian. If the Maker is merciful, he will help them find peace. We can only be waiting when they do.
Do you never intend to give a public answer, Your Grace?
What have I been asked?
About the mages. You could calm this fire if you stepped forward.
The Chantry's teachings are clear. Those who turn against them would not listen more to me than to Andraste.
Mage this, Templar that. Is there anywhere in Kirkwall people don't talk about this?
No. And I've looked, believe me. Even the rats in Darktown are following this mess.
The last time mages rebelled against the Chantry, they ended up ruling Tevinter. Should we just ignore them?
I knew I liked you.
I did not expect things to deteriorate so fast. I thought after the Qunari, no one would wish for more violence. It has drawn more attention than I would like. Sebastian, if I can ask...
Anything, Your Grace.
And the champion too, if you will?
I am your humble servant.
You honor me. The Divine is concerned about the situation here. She does not want to see the Free Marches become another Imperium. She has sent an agent to assess the danger. Meet with her, please. Tell her drastic measures won't be required.
I don't want to see the Divine's armies march against Kirkwall.
Could we keep the Exalted marching to a minimum? I keep all my stuff in Kirkwall.
Surely the Divine wouldn't treat the whole city as enemies.
She is concerned. It is never wise to draw the concern of the powerful.
She is the voice of Andraste. She cannot turn the might of the Chantry against the innocent due to proximity.
Were no innocents harmed in the Exalted marches? She will do her best, Sebastian. But she must act first to protect the faith.
What can you tell me about this servant of the Divine?
I was not told her real name. Only to call her Sister Nightingale. She is said to be the Divine's left hand, sent to do work that might blacken the Divine's name.
What argument would convince her?
The Divine has heard my protests already. I must trust your own powers of persuasion now.
This cannot wait.
Thank you. We cannot allow this ridiculous mage rebellion to turn into holy war.
The agent, Sister Nightingale, will be waiting in the Viscount's throne room tonight. She wishes to remain unseen. The room has been sealed since the Qunari incident. It may be difficult to get in without attracting attention.
Hail Andraste, bride of the Maker. I shudder to think of the Divine sending Templars against the Free Marches like an enemy state.
You look concerned, champion. Is there a problem?
I'm just seeking your benediction, Your Grace.
May Andraste guide your hand to protect Kirkwall in its darkest hour.
The Grand Cleric reminds me of my mother. A really tall version of Mother, with a nicer hat.
And then Isabella went to the Chantry and saw that it was boring. Canticle of Isabella, stanza 1, verse 1. You smell that? Smells like repression, doesn't it?
I shudder to think of the Divine sending Templars against the Free Marches like an enemy state.
You've done a great service to this city by defeating the Canary.
Fine night for a patrol.
But Hightown. Everything fun takes place behind closed doors.
I remain at your side. Always a pleasure.
The Viscount's throne room has been sealed off since his death. A strange place for a holy sister to be.
I remain at your side. I'm rather conspicuous here.
Good evening, citizen.
Hello again, champion.
The Viscount's throne room has been sealed off since his death. A strange place for a holy sister to be.
Allow me. It's done.
So, even the Divine fears us now. She should. Kill the spies!
The Resolutionists. I might have known they would be part of this.
Who are the Resolutionists?
An offshoot of a fraternity within the Circle of Magi.
Supported by the Magisters.
There's no proof of that.
I bet a lot of mages think they'd enjoy Tevinter's freedoms, and completely forget that few ever achieve the power to enjoy them.
There have always been factions that support freedom from the Chantry, and the abolition of the Circle. We have tolerated them, but the Resolutionists have become violent. They are likely behind the unrest here.
Are you Sister Nightingale?
I am, or you may call me Leliana. The Divine sent me to investigate the possibility of a rebellion here in Kirkwall. I have some experience in unconventional situations.
The Leliana? Who accompanied the hero of Ferelden to slay the Archdemon?
Ah, I see it will be harder to remain anonymous so near the Ferelden border. Yes, I knew the hero of Ferelden. He is dear to my heart. I am working for the Divine now, in Orlais. I had not thought to return to this part of Thedas.
I hardly imagined the Divine's secret agent looking like you.
That is why I am effective. The Divine has long suspected that Kirkwall's problems were spurred by an outside group. This attack proves she is right.
Are you saying you set this whole thing up?
I let word slip that an agent of the Divine was coming to investigate the Mage troubles. It is how they chose to react which condemns them.
A few wild cards aside, Grand Cleric Elthina has it all under control, I swear.
Divine Justinia takes the situation here very seriously. She believes it is the worst threat to Thedas since the Cunara invaded.
A handful of apostates? How can that possibly...
The whole world is watching Kirkwall. If it falls to magic, none of us are safe. Tell Elthina to leave. There is refuge for her at the Grand Cathedral in Orlais. She will not be safe here.
These mages are out of control. Her Grace will not like this.
I once knew a sailor like you. We lost him in a hurricane. Very sad.
Always a pleasure. Tell me, and it is done.
Her Grace will not like this.
Terrible things do happen, Sebastian.
But what we see is only a piece of the puzzle. Only the Maker can see the greater picture.
The guilty prosper, innocents die.
And then they are brought to the side of the Maker. Their suffering ends. There is always a greater purpose.
Daenerys once killed a little boy to fuel blood magic that let him impress his fellow senators at a party. What was the purpose there?
Perhaps it was witnessing that which will give you the strength to prevent it ever happening again. Her Grace will not like this.
I'm rather conspicuous here.
Folks in Hightown are just as rotten as those in Lowtown. They're just better at hiding it.
Oh, there's been so much trouble in Kirkwall of late.
Though the lands suffer 1,000 wrongs, the Maker yet notices the smallest of deeds.
Blessed are the meek, for they shall be lifted.
I still can't believe Hawke saved you.
You've been saying that for years. Would you have turned me over to the Qunari?
No, but I know what they do to their prisoners.
Execute them horribly, I imagine.
The Qunari waste nothing. They would re-educate you into a loyal follower of the Qun.
Could I refuse?
There's always Kamek, which turns you into a mindless laborer. Like I said, they waste nothing.
Oh.
If you wish to thank Hawke, she's standing right there.
I shudder to think of the Divine sending Templars against the Free Marches like an enemy state.
You've done a great service to this city by defeating the Qunari.
Blessed art thou who exists in the sight of the Maker. Sing of the chant so it may reach his ears.
What would you say to an exciting trip to Orlais? I hear the Grand Cathedral's lovely this time of year.
What?
You were right. The Divine will be taking action against Kirkwall, though the sister didn't say what. You must take the holy relics from the Chantry and leave for safety.
Sebastian, I'm surprised at you. Andraste would not thank me for saving a few dusty finger bones and my own skin at the cost of people's lives.
You keep dead people here.
The Kirkwall Chantry has guarded the remains of the martyr Devrina for 800 years. They must be protected.
When I became Grand Cleric, I took a vow to the people of Kirkwall and the Free Marches. I will not leave my flock.
Would you let yourself die?
There is no greater devotion than to lay one's life at the Maker's feet. There is no better death than to take the blow for another.
Sister Nightingale took a great risk to warn you. Don't be rash.
Please, Your Grace. Sister Nightingale thinks there will be war.
Then, I must make peace. Settle yourself, Sebastian. I'm in no personal danger. I am Grand Cleric. Who would dare attack me?
If you will not shield yourself, then I will be your shield. You will come through this safely by the Maker's name. I swear it.
I hope you haven't come to try to talk me into leaving again. Kirkwall needs a steadying hand on its reins now more than ever. Orsino and the Knight Commander grow more fractious by the day.
There must be a way to satisfy both sides.
I pray you're right. I've been talking with them both. Orsino is not an unreasonable man. Surely a compromise can be reached. I hope you haven't come to try to talk me into leaving again. The Viscount lies dead. I will not leave my people to bear the price of war between the Templars and Maleficarum.
I am yours.
And then Isabella went to the Chantry and saw that it was boring. Canticle of Isabella, stanza 1, verse 1.
I am yours.
You smell that? Smells like repression, doesn't it?
I enjoy following you. Tell me, and it is done.
Where are we going? How should I know? Do I look like the leader of this merry band of misfits?